Hi guys, Tallara here and welcome back to Baldur's Gate 3. On our last episode, we successfully rescued our friend Halsin from the warg pens, and now before we head back out into the goblin camp, I wanted to see if we might be able to take a long rest in here. It seems like this area is sort of pretty secluded and sheltered. There's no one here right now, so this might be a good opportunity for us to actually rest up. Maybe wipe the poop off my face, and then we can catch up with some of our companions. What's going on, Gladys?
The air is heavy. Moisture drips down your forehead. Pain shoots through your fingers.
Wipe the sweat from your brow.
Your hands shake as they reach upward. Your forehead remains drenched no matter how much you wipe.
What the heck?
Can you feel it crawling through you? Tendrils squirming in your chest, gripping your heart, piercing your belly. Your bones popping, your flesh swelling.
What are you talking about?
I see it in you. I feel it in me. We are lost.
She thinks I'm turning?
Be quick with my blade. First you, then the others, then myself.
Your minds intertwine. You sense a touch of uncertainty, a touch of disgust.
Look, we're just exhausted. Lower the blade before you do something foolish.
I cannot trust my own mind. So it seems I must trust yours.
Glad you think mine is worthy of trust, at least.
This, I am watching. If the sickness does not pass come dawn, I will end us all.
Well, that's foreboding. Guess we'll see how we feel after a night of rest. Hopefully better. Now, who is this mysterious stranger?
You are transforming.
Oh, Lae'zel was right. We were transforming. Who the hells are you?
Your salvation. And not for the first time. I saved you before.
Oh, when I was falling off the ship.
I'm here to save you again.
My little dwarven hero.
You will not become a mind flayer. Not while I'm around. I'll protect you.
Who are you? I'll take the hand offered to him, to us.
We haven't much time, so listen closely. There is great potential within you. It comes from that parasite. Your instinct is to resist the power it gives, but you must accept it. Nurture it.
I feel like that's kind of suspicious advice.
From consuming you. But for the sake of both of us, you must learn to wield it.
Where are we? So many questions right now. Who are you? Where are we? Why are you telling me to use my powers? What is that? A giant skull?
A fight for the fate of Faerun. A fight we are losing. For now. You can change that. But only if you embrace your potential.
I feel like it's a little suspicious that a guy appears in my dreams and tells me to embrace the power of the worm inside my brain. I don't know if I'm convinced, Sir Dwarf.
Wake now. You'll feel better. I promise.
That was weird. No one else is turning into a tentacle monster? We survived the night? Looks good. I see no tentacles. Hey, buddy. What's going on?
Dog pants through a ball held firmly in his mouth.
Oh, do you want to play? Here, drop the ball.
He relinquishes the ball. It is well chewed and slick with drool. His eyes track the ball avidly. He shuffles on his paws, ready to chase after it.
Oh, look how cute he is. Come here, let me give you some pets. No, I clicked the pets option, but nothing happened. You can now consume Mind Flayer parasites from your inventory to unlock new illithid powers. Look out for sources of parasites in the world, including infected corpses. Oh, I don't know how I feel about that. We'll see. In the moment, can I throw Scratch's ball? Throw. Just need to find Scratch's ball. There it is. Scratch's ball. Go, buddy. Yeah, look at him go. He got it. And he brought it back. What a good boy. I need to use my speak to animals spell so we can actually have a conversation with him. Was that fun, buddy?
Hope you're keeping well, friend.
You too. I'm sorry about what happened to your master.
Master. Friend. I stayed with him until I knew he was gone.
What a good boy you are,
Never
Scratch.
forget him. But I'm glad to have met you.
Me too, buddy. Come here. Who's the bestest boy? It's you, Scratchy. It's you. Alright, let's check in with everyone. Well, actually, I see Gale has an exclamation point, but I actually want to speak to Lizelle first, because, you know, she did low-key kind of murder me last night.
Glick. I had a dream. As we all did, I suspect. Someone came to me and promised to protect me, while claiming that the parasite could empower me.
Okay, yeah, same dream I had.
It has taken root, it would seem. Every word, every promise. It is Geich deception.
Yeah, I mean, I gotta be honest. I think we should ignore this dream figure.
A wise choice. These parasites are a threat to be destroyed, not an opportunity to be exploited.
I have to agree with you. The thought of worms in my brain is bad enough. I don't want to put more worms in my brain. Thank you very much. Alright, well, she seems to have calmed down. That's good. How are you feeling, Karlak?
I had a wild dream last night. This beautiful entity came to me, promised to protect me.
Oh, perhaps the entity appears differently to each of us. Because I don't know if I'd describe our dwarven friend as beautiful. I had a similar dream. Do you think it's a side effect of the tadpole?
Sounds like it. What did you make of it?
I mean, I think it's some kind of psionic trick. I didn't believe a word it said.
Damn right. Things like a splinter. We just need to find a way to squeeze it out.
It's gross imagery, but anyway, maybe now's a good time to actually ask her a bit more about herself. How'd you end up with such a contraption in your chest?
The year, 10 air. The place, sleepy little town called Baldur's Gate. Our hero, Karlak, a knock-kneed delinquent from the outer city, with everything to give and nothing to lose. I was a kid looking for a way to fill my days and make some cash when I fell into the wrong crowd. Worked for a guy I respected. A lot. Turns out the feeling wasn't mutual.
Sorry to hear
The
that.
jigs and the reels, he made a deal with Zariel behind my back. You know Zariel, right? Archdevil of Avernus. She put this thing in my chest and set me to work. Well, to war. I learned quick how to stay alive. And the engine served me when it came to killing devils. 10 years of that. The stories I could tell.
I bet. You mentioned a boss who gave you up to Zariel. Who was it?
Guy named Gortash. Politician. Inventor. One of these wheeler-dealer types who seems to have a finger in every pie.
Yes, I can imagine the type.
I was naive to think everything he got up to was above board. What did I know? I saw a job. A good job. With people I liked. Doing work I was good at. Sometimes I'm jealous of that girl. Ugh, to feel so invincible again.
It sounds like all we need to do to fix your engine is to find some infernal iron.
Let's hope Damon is as good as he seems. Once my engine's handled, I can focus on more important matters. Tadpoles, cults, frosty pints.
All important matters. What does the infernal engine do to you anyway?
Gives me energy. Power. But you've seen it in action. Very hard to control. If I'm excited at all, angry, nervous, delighted, enticed, I burn hot. Hot enough to burn anyone who gets close.
What's that been like?
Agonizing. God's what I wouldn't give for a hug.
Oh,
Anything.
I wish I could give you a hug, Karlak. Maybe if we could just get a really big oven mitt and Gladys could jump in sort of like a dress, then her and Karlak could have a snuggle.
Oh well, can't have it all, can you? Not today, at least.
Fair enough. Thanks for the chat. Now, Volo, hey, you actually came to camp.
Ah, my good fellow. Quite the cozy setup you have here.
Thank you.
I'll just make myself comfortable. Thank you so much. I was just settling in and reviewing my latest findings. Mind flayers, cultists, and, of course, your esteemed company.
What do you know about mind flayers?
Why, I'm practically an expert. They've tentacles, you know? Quite shocking.
Is that all you know?
Halcyon had some kind of mind flare specimen in a jar in his quarters. A replica, no doubt, but truly fascinating to see up close.
Why were you in Halsin's quarters? But what about their parasites? Do you know anything about them?
As a matter of fact, I do. But why do you?
Why do I feel like I don't believe a word that comes out of Volo's mouth? You know, not only have I encountered a mind flayer, I've actually killed one.
That can't be.
I killed a mind flayer in its lair aboard a nautiloid.
You're either an excellent storyteller, or you've experienced something quite exceptional.
What about both?
Tell me, have you noticed any residual psionic malaise since the alleged encounter?
Malaise is one word for it. More like psychic transference?
Curious. Illithids, their technical name, form a hive mind. One shouldn't be able to hear their dark whispers unless...
I'm not going to say anything.
Are you familiar with the process of ceremorphosis? That is what happens when a mind flare parasite infects a living host.
Ceremorphous? I'm listening.
I can't attest to the specifics, but I do know that not long after insertion, the host, that's you, turns into a mind flayer.
What are you suggesting here?
On your head, I can only assume you haven't been infected.
What if I say I have been infected?
If what you say were true, you'd be a mind flayer by now. You? Infected by a mind flare? Ridiculous.
Yeah, ridiculous. I mean, what if you examine me and find out for yourself?
Perhaps that's for the best. I'd be irresponsible not to debunk such a strange claim.
Don't know if I trust this bard to play doctor, but suppose there's no harm.
If I just tear in your eye, I could quickly... Oh, my dear, sweet gods!
I want to get rid of this thing by any means necessary. The thought that you can look in my eye and see something behind there really freaks me out.
If we managed it, we'd have a specimen of incredible rarity on our hands.
Okay, that's not really what I'm worried
I'll
about.
need to research the particulars, however. Give me a bit of time, and I'll have this little issue sorted.
Okay. Volo has decided to remain in our camp. Having such a learned scholar nearby might be useful. And we got a reward. So that's good, I guess. Maybe Volo will come up with some way to save us. Meantime, what's going on, Gale?
My condition likes being ignored as little as I do. I must consume another artifact. And soon.
You don't have to be so grouchy about it. Here, what do I have for you? See, the thing is, I don't really want to give up any of this stuff. Do you have to eat magic artifacts? What should we give up? Everything I have is, like, equipped. What about this new armor? When you inspire an ally using Bardic Inspiration, you gain 4 temporary hit points? No, that's really good. I want to wear that. Okay, so we can give him... Gale, I hope you know how hard this is for me. I should have just picked up some dumb magical item. Alright. Let's get rid of... I literally can't even choose. All of my items are really good. Let's get rid of the spider step boots, I guess.
Thank you.
I'm not happy with you today, Gale. Feeling any better?
Good gods. It hardly has any effect.
Seriously?
Oh, Mister, have mercy on us all.
So I gave that
Listen,
item for nothing.
To all of you. It would be unconscionable of me to remain silent.
Okay. This better be good. We've wasted a small fortune on you already.
And the waste it might have been.
Oh, good.
You have to know who I was. You have to know who I really am.
Okay, everyone, gather around the campfire.
Is a walking shadow of the promise I once held.
Let's hear it.
I'm what one might call a wizard prodigy. Who from an early age could not only control the weave, but compose it. Much like a musician or a poet. Such was my skill that it earned me the attention of the mother of magic herself. The Lady of Mysteries. The goddess Mystra. She revealed herself to me and she became my teacher. In time, she became my muse. And later, even my lover.
What? Hang on. Are you telling me you made love to a goddess?
Oh, yes.
Oh,
We
wow.
enjoyed each other's company. Body, mind, and soul.
Okay then, Gale.
But even so, I desired more. You see, no matter how powerful a wizard we mortals can become, we never scratch more than the surface of the weave. Mystra keeps us in check. There are boundaries she doesn't let us cross. Yet, every time I was with her, I stood on the precipice, gazing into the wonders that lay beyond. I sought to cross her boundaries.
So what you're telling me is that sleeping with a literal goddess wasn't enough for you. Good God. Also, in better news, looks like Gladys washed her face last night, so we're finally looking fresh. How exactly did you try to cross those boundaries?
I tried to convince her. I pouted. I pleaded. Swore my ambition was only to serve her better. She only smiled and told me to be contented. But inconceivable as it seems to me now, I shared a bed with a goddess, and yet I wasn't satisfied. So I sought to prove myself worthy to her instead. we come now to the crux of my folly. Shall I share the story behind it, or would you rather head straight to its sordid finale?
I mean, we've come this far. I'm intrigued. Tell me everything.
Very well. Here goes. Once upon a very long time ago, a mighty lord lived in a tower. A flying tower, to be precise. I'll save his history for another time, but the gist of it is that he sought to usurp the goddess of magic so that he could become a god himself. He almost managed, but not quite, and his entire empire, Netheril, came crashing down around him as he turned to stone. The magic that was unleashed that day was phenomenal. Roiling like the prime chaos that outdates creation. Even the weave itself could not withstand the onslaught. It fractured, then shattered, and all magic was lost to the mortal realms, until the day Mystra returned. She restored the weave, reuniting all its scattered shards. Or so I thought. Until, in the course of my studies, I learned of a book. A Netherese tome in which a piece of the fractured weave had been sealed beyond her reach. What if, I thought, what if, after all this time, I could return this lost part of herself to the goddess?
So... what was the answer to that question?
The answer was to try. The outcome was to fail. I was certain that this deed of raw power, draped in romance, would convince Mystra to take me by the hand and welcome me into her hitherto forbidden domains. I was mistaken. I obtained the fabled book and took it into my study. As for what happened next... Here. Place your hand over my heart. Let me show you.
Show me. Alright, what do we got?
You feel the tadpole quiver as you realize Gale is letting you in. Into the dark.
What if I don't want to go in the dark?
Gale's eyes staring down the corridors of a dread memory. A book bound, then suddenly opened. Inside there are no pages, only a swirling mass of blackest weave that pounces.
Oh god.
Its teeth, its claws, it's unstoppable as it digs through and becomes part of you. And gods, is it ever hungry?
Gods, why show me this?
I'm sorry, but I had to. After all, this is only the beginning. This Netherese blight, this orb, for lack of a better word, is balled up inside my chest. And it needs to be fed. As long as I absorb traces of the weave from potent enough sources, it remains quiet. Were it ever to fully destabilize, however.
However, go on.
I will erupt.
Oh.
I don't know the exact magnitude of the eruption, but given my studies of Netherese magic, I'd say even a fragment as small as the one I carry, it'd level a city the size of Waterdeep.
Oh good, my companion's a walking atomic bomb. Is there nothing we can do?
We might chance upon a king's collection of magical artifacts around the corner. We might cross paths with a miracle round the bend. Then again, we might not. All of this, it must feel like a betrayal. Say the word, and we'll part ways.
I mean, I don't know if I would describe it as a betrayal so much as you're just an idiot. You did this all to yourself for some crazy goal. If we were to part ways, where would you even go?
Once I'd step out of the protective aura of the artifact, it wouldn't be long before the Absolute overtakes me. I'd never let that happen, so I'd aim for a swift end. I would consume some midnight tears and venture as deep into the Underdark as I possibly could. Till they cloud my eyes forever. With a bit of luck, I'd manage to make it to a mind flare colony so that when the orb erupts, one loud, last song of vengeance would reverberate through the dark. Wouldn't be a heroic end, but coarsely poetic enough in its justice.
As poetic as it sounds, we've come this far together and we'll continue on together. That's how it'll be.
That is a great relief. Oh, a great relief indeed. You truly are a soul that steals my own. From all my new rallied heart, I thank you. I thank you all. I understand if you stand against me. I'm humbled if you stand with me. Either way, I will do my best not to let you down.
Try not to blow up either.
At a precipice. But if you do not give up hope, neither shall I. I'll fight. I'll resist as long as I can.
That's a spirit.
Even I am tired of the sound of my own voice. Let us venture forth.
Well, at least we know what's really going on with Gale now, though it's quite the story. Alright, seeing as we're here, let's check in with everyone else. I just took the time to put on my fancy new bard clothes as well, so Gladys is looking fresh to death. What's going on, Asterion? What are you reading?
To think, Gale's had this devastating war within himself the entire time, and only just mentioned it.
Yeah, it's a little sus for sure.
A secret like that from his friends. You can't trust anyone these days.
To his credit, though, how do you really bring that up? Hey, I have a nuke inside me. Well, while we're here, we may as well pick his brain. What do you think's waiting for us at Moonrise Towers?
Who knows? Drow? Mind flayers? Death? Hopefully not ours. But maybe answers. If we can convince the right people to talk.
I'm usually pretty good at that, so fingers crossed. Why don't you tell me a bit about your history?
Why do you insist on exhuming the past? I was a slave. A vampire spawn. Kept by the Tsar family. Perhaps I still am. I was never able to resist their commands. But now, I've been conveniently lost. They won't ever control me again.
You tell him, Asterion, you're a free man, vampire. Alright, that's good enough for now, thank you. Hi, Will, just doing my rounds.
Well met.
Well met, alright. Will has absolutely nothing to say to us. What about you, Shadowheart? Oh, she's doing something with the cube.
Sir Gale's been walking around this whole time with some sort of magic bomb in his chest.
Yeah, apparently.
I'm not normally one to begrudge someone their secrets, but that's something I should know.
Yeah, I'm glad he's told us now, at least. You know, that artifact seems to be protecting us somehow. Do you still have it?
Quite the understatement, but yes, I have it. And I'll guard it with my life.
Okay. And yet you don't know what it is. That doesn't add up.
It's called faith. Duty. It doesn't have to add up to me as long as I serve. I'm part of a bigger plan. One that will be revealed in time.
I envy your faith. Admirable conviction, though. I think I'd prefer to know what I was getting myself into.
That's not a luxury open to many people, us included. I have my faith to turn to instead. You should find something of your own.
I've got my poetry and my grandkids. Alright, I'll let the matter drop for now. I want to talk about your Shar worship, though. Can you tell me a bit more?
I'm sure you do. But please try to understand that it's not something I can just talk about freely.
I mean, my apologies. I didn't mean to pry.
Fine. Just keep out of matters that don't concern you.
Okay. I think we pissed her off a little bit. Look, I have no problems with Shar worshippers if that's what concerns you.
Very well. Perhaps there's potential in you. Let's see how you handle this.
Well, I'm also not going to convert, but just wanted to chat, you know?
Mistress of the Night and Lady of Loss. I assume you've heard of her?
Honestly, your faith is your own concern. I won't judge one way or the other.
Curious. Most are afraid of my lady. I think I did well by joining you. Most agreeable company.
I'm glad to hear it. Thanks. Alright. So we've caught up with everyone. We didn't turn to a mind flayer overnight, which is always a good sign. So I think we're ready to pack up camp. Back out into the work pens. I should talk to Halsin personally, because he had the prior conversation with Karlach.
The ringleaders have to die. The very natural order of things is in danger. Thanks to them.
Okay. Can you tell me what you know about Moonrise Towers, though?
Traveling to Moonrise is no small task. Expect dangers like you've never seen before.
Okay. What's so dangerous about it?
To get to the towers, you'll need to pass through a terrible place. A cursed place.
Oh.
This curse shrouds everything in shadow. You will not find life, light, or anything natural there. Any who linger are twisted by the curse. They become shadow beings, tormented, dangerous souls.
Jeez, this place sounds great. So what do you suggest?
You could go overland, along the Risen Road or through the mountains. Easier at first, but you'll run into the shadow curse eventually. You could also go under. There is a tunnel somewhere in this very temple of Selûne. It leads to Moonrise Towers, through the Underdark.
Oh, yes, I've already found that tunnel.
A man called Ketheric Thorm built a secret stronghold deep down there, before rallying a whole army of Dark Justiciars, Shah worshippers.
Dark Justiciars. I must see for myself.
Aradin and his lot were looking for a way down there. They were promised riches if they retrieved a relic called the Night Song. But I think there's more. From this stronghold, Ketheric's forces could access both the Temple of Selûne and Moonrise Towers. But he was defeated before he could launch an attack. If you can find this place, I'll wager it will reveal a more direct path to Moonrise Towers, and may bypass the worst of the Shadow Curse.
Well, luckily for you and us, I've already found the hidden entrance in the Temple of Selûne. The way is clear.
Already? If only I'd gone with you instead of Aradin.
I mean, I never thought I'd say this, but it sounds like the Underdark's probably the safer route.
Anything is preferable to risking the Shadow Curse.
Okay, so how do I find this passage through the Underdark?
You'll need to pick up where Aradin left off. Find the hidden entrance.
I told you, I already did that.
It's somewhere in these ruins, from what I've heard.
Okay. What business do you have at Moonrise? You said you'd go there if you could.
My business there began long ago, and has led to a lifetime of regret.
Interesting.
I helped overthrow Ketheric Thorm and his Dark Justiciars years ago, but I failed to prevent him from unleashing darkness across the region before he was defeated. I spent years researching the curse, trying to put an end to it. Nothing has worked. Yet. If I could join you and get close to Moonrise, perhaps I could have both helped you find a cure for your infection and lifted the curse. But the Grove must come first, I'm afraid.
I mean, that's fair enough. I may live to regret this, or maybe I won't, but fine, I'll help you save the Grove first. I mean, that was kind of always the plan. We're gonna take out these goblin leaders, and then he can come with us.
You will. Oakfather bless you. I'll be in your debt twice over if we succeed. You know what's needed. The deaths of Dror Ragzlin, the Drow Minthara, and the Priestess Gut. May nature guide you.
Got you.
I could come and help you, but be warned. I won't be able to suppress my animal side. Subtlety will not be an option.
Yeah, no, stay here.
May Sylvanas guide your hand. Focus on the leaders. That's all it will take to restore the balance here.
Alright, sounds good. Oh, now Shadowheart wants to chat.
All these telltale signs of Dark Justiciars that we've been seeing. I'm having a hard time believing they're a coincidence.
What do you mean? Could be nothing all the same. Lands like these must have seen all sorts throughout the years.
Still, there may be more to it. I need to keep alert, in case that suspicion amounts to anything.
Alright, fair enough. You know, coincidence is more common than destiny in my experience. Don't get your hopes up.
Still, there may be more to it.
Oh, we got the same dialogue option no matter our choice there.
Suspicion amounts to anything.
Stay alert, Shadowheart. All right, well, today's episode was certainly more of a talking one than a fighting one. Ow. Gladys, hope you didn't break a hip there. Once Gladys regains consciousness and mobility, I'm going to head back out into the goblin camp, and we're going to work on taking down the other two of those leaders for our friend Halsin. So on our next episode, I would expect it to be a little bit more action-packed. Hopefully I'll see you guys back here soon for some more Baldur's Gate 3.